Welcome, Aries, to In-Depth Weekly Astrology Overview and Zodiac Forecast for week commencing the 30th of March for the Ascendant, the Sun, or the Moon. Going to share with you the big themes of the week first, then on screen your event chart as you come into the week, always influential as a backdrop. I'll then go through each of those influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture of what you can expect in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. Venus is going to move out of your zodiac sign on Monday into the sensuous Taurus, which she rules. What's the significance of that? We also have a great link between Mercury, which has been submerged in the soggy Pisces, with the upbeat energies of Jupiter. How will that play out for you? Now, at the heart of the week, we do have a full moon in the sign of Balance Libra, which is very much to do with relationships. How will yours be influenced by that? And towards the end of this week, your ruler Mars, coming to the end of its journey in the sign of Pisces, reaches towards Uranus, the planet of change. How will that play out? Something you've been developing on the back burner has a great chance to burst through. So on the screen now, Aries, is your event chart. And you can see we've got a big cluster of energy, a stellium in the sign of Aries. But as I mentioned, Venus will be moving later in the day. But this energy in Aries does, of course, include Saturn, and that's in an absolutely fantastic link with Pluto. So the planet of structure is linking with the planet of change. How does that play out? Well, if you've got a really clear idea about your direction of travel, Pluto's going to help you to achieve it. If you're not quite so sure, the combination of Saturn and Neptune through this week suggests your energy could still be a little on the low side. When it comes to your home environment, the moon suggests you might want to grapple with some practicalities, get things a bit more ordered. But Venus moving later on Monday into Taurus is intriguing because the suggestion here is that your finances could pick up right through to April the 2nd. But towards the end of this week, Venus does come into a right angle with Pluto. If there is someone in your friendship circle you find yourself drawn towards, the pull between you could prove to be somewhat irresistible. But if you are discussing anything around intimacy or finances, it's really important to understand what your own motives are and those of anyone that you're connecting with. Now, Mercury, through the sign of Pisces, has been very challenging around practicalities. But all through this week is in a fabulous link with Jupiter. You can see it's a trine. Jupiter being the traditional ruler of the sign, something that has felt that it was never going to move forwards, can now start to do so. But the key is to tune into your instincts and the atmosphere of what you're facing. Now, later in the week, Mars is going to move forwards and come into contact with Uranus. But before then, we do have the full moon on Thursday. Now, Libra and full moons, it's a sign that's to do with communication, balance, equilibrium. And of course, it's for you, the seventh house, very much about those relationships. But because you've got such a cluster of energy in your sign at the moment, I think the way this may show up over the next 2 weeks is someone can perhaps say that you're being too single-minded because you're really focusing on something that's very important to you. Now, if that's the case, they may have a point, but you could also make the counterpoint. You're doing it for their benefit in the end, if it has got some kind of long-term dimension to it. But if you are single, the chances are that that is a full moon that could just get you thinking about what you want from your love life. But it's a full moon that's in a T square with the abundant energies of Jupiter. If there are some tensions around a relationship, I think Jupiter's saying for all of us to try to give people a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, show generosity. At the end of the week, however, Mars moving forwards comes into the sextile with Uranus. So those ideas that have been on the back burner that just haven't seemed to move forward for some weeks suddenly can start to gain traction in a really exciting way. Now, before I give you the recap on each of those four areas, if you've yet to watch your Saturn 29-year cycle video, that's on screen. If you've yet to watch your Aries April deep dive video, that's on screen. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, please see my testimonials below. You can sign up for your free daily horoscope, get it fired to your device each morning by seeing the link below too. Get that celestial pit stop. And if you'd like to order your personal horoscope charts, there's 50% off at the moment. Please see the link below for that. So to summarize, when it comes to your relationships, that full moon could see you thinking very carefully about what you want. But I think in terms of the cycle that you're in at the present time, the chances are focusing on what's really important to you may be your priority. However, with Venus moving into your second house, your financial situation can improve, but there could be some tensions towards the end of the week if someone has different values to you, you don't quite align. When it comes to energy, I think Mars starting to get towards joining up with you on the 9th is something you're going to feel. Things are stirring, but with Saturn and Neptune still very close together, you may not have a huge amount. And when it comes to your professional situation, I think if you are someone who's in a job where you can show a lot of initiative, you can thrive. If you work in a support role or behind the scenes, that can go well too, particularly if you work from home. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Aries. All the best for this week. Take care and goodbye.